allegiance to the flag
to
of
the
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Scholl,
Tracy, here.
McIntyre,
Here.
DeCook,
Here.
I don't believe there are any agenda deletions. Okay, agenda item number 1 is the consent agenda. First thing is the claims, $11,118,106.08, and there were no fringes. B, minutes to approve, regular meeting July 7th, 2020, special meeting July 7th, 2020, and July 8th, 2020. C, approve a removal from payroll Vicki White, Nutrition Director, Nutrition, effective July 2nd, 2020. D, approve removal from payroll Vicki Cook, Meal Site Cook, Nutrition, effective June 6th, 2020. E, approve removal from payroll Derek Conrad, Deputy Sheriff, Sheriff's Office, effective June 12th, 2020. F, approve fiscal year 2021 wage adjustment for Scott Homer, Weed Commissioner, effective July 1st, 2020. G, approve abatement of taxes pursuant to Iowa Code 445.16 on VIN number 11200. Is that 3 or 2?
It's 3.
Okay. HDB 500991A in the amount of $176. H, approve Class C liquor license LC application for Your Private Bartender LLC, and I approve Class C native wine WCN application for Somerset Winery LLC.
Doug, can you read the claims amount again?
Yes. The claims amount is $1,118,106.08.
Thank you. 11 money.
Oh,
Thought the courthouse was getting done fast.
I was like, right?
that is the consent agenda. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Scholl,
Aye. Motion carries. Agenda item 2.
It's 6:03.
Pardon?
It's 6:03.
Okay. Agenda item, because it's only 6:03, we got 2 minutes. We shall go to agenda item 10. I'm sorry, agenda item 610, agenda item number 3. Accept and approve quotes for pavement markings and authorize chair to sign contract with possible action. David?
So we received a total of 2 quotes for the countywide pavement markings. The 2 quotes received, first one, Iowa Plains Signing Incorporated at $90,601.53. The second quote received was Quality Striping Incorporated at $66,208.27. So we recommend award of the quote to Quality. We recommend Quality Striping at $66,208.27 being the lowest quote received.
Any questions of David? Do we have a motion to approve agenda item 3, which is quotes for pavement markings and authorize the chair to sign?
Motion to approve the low bid.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Okay, it is 6:05. I don't know, maybe we could take David's, you Okay, we'll do agenda item 4, because that involves David again, and that's consider a pre-construction agreement with the IDOT on project number DRFIM-035-2, paren 436-05-91, and authorize chair to sign with possible action. David?
So this is another standard Iowa DOT agreement we've probably seen in the past. The main things to point out is all our obligation really is in this is when they redo, or correct me if I'm wrong, replace the Fillmore Street Bridge over I-35. It's just saying we're gonna maintain the gravel leading up to it, which is a pretty basic agreement on our end, so we recommend approval of that agreement.
Any questions of David? I would entertain a motion to approve agenda item 4.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook. DeCook,
Aye.
Okay, agenda item 5 again involves David. Consider 2080 agreement regarding shared roads with the city of Indianola and authorize chair to sign with possible action. David?
We recently met with the Public Works Director in Indianola, and he requested that we swap a couple roads in the 2080 agreement, so the body and language of the agreement doesn't change, it's mainly the map. They're taking Jersey Street outside of town, I believe they have some pavement work going east of town there, and then we're swapping that for Inwood leading into town. And we both mutually agreed upon that swap and the mileage, and this is to approve that.
Any questions of David? I would entertain a motion to approve agenda item 5.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we go back to agenda item 2, which is a public hearing regarding a rezoning submitted by Glenn and Ginger Reese from A1 to RR1 with possible action. I would entertain a motion to go to public hearing.
Motion to.
So moved.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Second.
Any further discussion? Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
We are now on a public hearing regarding the rezoning submitted by Glenn and Ginger Reese from A1 to RR1. Lindsay?
Glenn and Ginger wish to rezone lot 16 of White Oak Acres from A1 to RR1 to parcel it into, they had originally thought 3 to 4 lots for residential purposes and to split by minor plating process, but as they work through it, they have decided on the final of 3 residential lots. This is part of a it's an old agricultural subdivision called White Oak Acres. It also abuts up to Hornaday subdivision, which is zoned agricultural. And it's off of R57 and Pierce Street. There's also an RR1 zoning out there across on R57 to the west of it, which is Splendid Acres, that was rezoned to RR1. They're waiting to see, we were waiting to see the plan for how they wanted to split this parcel into 3 to 4 lots. We weren't sure what, with the pond, how they were gonna parcel that off, but Ginger was working with a surveyor and she was gonna be providing drawings. And I had visited with David Carroll and he had some thoughts and concerns about the number of lots. We did receive a final drawing after the first zoning commission meeting. The zoning commission had asked for a final drawing and we did get that drawing back and there is 3 lots. My recommendation was to recommend reviewing all the information and weighing out the number of lots. looked like 1 to 2 lots would best fit, but again, they were working with a surveyor at the time and would see what the plan was for 3 to 4. When they did come back with the 3 to 4 lots, let me pull that plan up, they ended up with one off of Pierce Street that is gonna be 5.5 acres, and one that is 6.35 acres, and then one towards the rear of the property that would end up being 11.65 acres. When this went for final review to the zoning commission, due to some legislation that was passed, we have lost a couple of the members off of our zoning commission, so we are down to a 4-member zoning commission board. And there was a recommendation that night to recommend approval of this rezoning to the supervisors. However, when the vote did go through, the vote came with a 2 voting to recommend approval and 2 voted against that. So it's coming to you at a 2 to 2. So kind of a split decision on that. So that's kind of all we had.
Is the entry to the lot off of Pierce?
Yes.
Nothing off of R-57?
Nothing off of R-57, nope, there's, an entrance at one end of parcel C, and then there's an entrance off of parcel D for parcel D, and then an ingress egress, 40-foot ingress egress easement back to lot 6, or for parcel E.
Questions of Lindsay?
Yeah, is the landowner on the phone or on the line today?
Did Ginger not get on?
I don't see anyone.
We sent her the information and stuff,
And my second question is David still there?
Yes.
yes.
David, what were your main concerns with it? If any?
He's looking at the map, Aaron.
I think my initial concerns just had to do with the number of lots, but since they met my concerns, I don't see any other issues or concerns going forward.
I think the 3, it was just that.
Were the Reese's available or were they not?
We don't think they're on.
Okay.
I do know he's in a skilled care facility, and I'm wondering if something might have come up, cause she's been on every meeting, and I'm wondering if maybe something came up. They're out in Colorado, and I'm wondering if maybe.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, Lindsay, my only concern had to do with parcel E and
Yes.
how they would viably actually split that up to make it work, and since they have it now as one 11.65 acre lot, I don't have any further concerns with it.
Yes.
Having
Yes, that was
appropriate
the
access
concern.
to it.
Mhm. And they have
I
not.
sort of wish we had a tie-breaking vote from zoning. That would be helpful, for some direction. But in the event that we don't, Lindsay, what was your take on it?
You know,
If you were a voting member from planning and zoning.
well, I was concerned in the beginning with David about the four lots. It just because we kind of knew it was going to be that back lot getting split, and we were wondering how you would actually split that and have the access. But being as though they kept it into just one lot back there, I'm okay with. I would have voted to recommend approval to you. And they haven't marketed this, they haven't put this out on the market, and she has said that she wouldn't be against if somebody, says, hey, can I buy parcel C and E, or, D and E, can I sell them together as, I would not be surprised if it sells as 1 or 2 lots instead of, or that she might sell them to 1 or 2 buyers versus 3 different buyers is, I guess, where I'm going with that.
Understood.
But it can be up to 4 buyers, correct?
3 buyers. 3.
3.
It's just 3.
Okay.
Yep.
That's very good to me, so.
Other questions, Lindsay or David? There's, to the best of my knowledge, there's nobody zoomed in, so if there's no more questions, we could go back, I'd entertain a motion to go back to regular session.
Move to go to regular session.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Okay, we're back in regular session regarding the rezoning submitted by Glenn and Ginger Reese from A1 to RR1. I would entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the rezoning by Ginger and Glenn Reese from A1 to RR1.
Do you wanna waive the second and third readings?
Yes, and to waive the the second and third readings.
Do we have a second? If not, I will second it.
Okay.
Any further questions? Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Scholl,
Aye. Motion carries. We are now on agenda item number 6. Consider appointment to Veteran Affairs Commission with possible action. Megan?
Becky Kalitsky has been on the board for some time. She submitted her resignation as they are moving outside of Warren County. So she submitted a notice of resignation for the board, Veteran Affairs, effective June 30th of 2020. The VA submitted an applicant, Gail Schultz, to take Becky's place on that board, and her application for appointment was in your packet.
Any questions of Megan considering the Veteran Affairs Commission appointment? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
McIntyre,
Aye.
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item 7, consider copy or lease agreement with Infomax for DHS office and authorize chair to sign with possible action. Megan?
The DHS office contacted me, they forwarded this. They lease a copier at their facility. We budget through the county's budget for that. So they wanted the board to approve that lease before they entered into it. They are currently paying $136 a month for their base amount, and this new lease is down to $115. So it is a decrease in what they have been paying on this lease agreement. And then the same amount for copies for that overage piece, but the monthly amount is a decrease from what their current agreement is. So I would just ask the board to approve their copier lease agreement.
Any questions of Megan? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the lease agreement.
Motion to approve the lease agreement with DHS.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
Agenda item 8, consider contract renewal for services with Cost Advisory Services, Inc., and authorize chair to sign with possible action. Megan?
Cost Advisory Services prepares an indirect cost report for the county annually. And what that does, we're able to take those percentages that they come up with in their report and use them for reimbursement for grants. The report itself takes the pieces of other departments that don't show directly in a certain department's budget, and those are indirect costs, like the auditor's office, the treasurer's office, those items. So it calculates into a percentage that we're able to then recoup through the grant process. DHS uses that for LAE reimbursement as well as public health and nutrition can use those numbers. We have worked with them, gosh, Tracy, do you know how many years? Many years, I mean, as long as
like 22 at least.
yeah, the annual fee, per their notice, the annual fee for Warren County is not changing from the prior 3-year contract, so it will remain at the $6,100 that annually that we pay for that.
Questions of Megan? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to renew the services with Cost Advisory Services, Inc. Is it for 3
So
years?
moved.
It is for 3 years.
For 3 years. I'm sorry, Crystal. Crystal.
It's alright, so moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Agenda item 9 is the budget reports for the year ended June.
Oh, no, the one I added.
Oh,
You
yeah,
guys corrected it.
that's right. I didn't remember, and I just didn't get it. Okay, agenda item 9 is consider Justice Center change order with DDVI Inc. with possible action. Megan?
This one is a change order, for metal lath, from behind the impact resistant gypsum board and provide material and installation credit. So this was generated by the architect and it is a deduct. DDVI has the general contractor package for the Justice Center. This change order is actually a decrease to that contract of $6,856.
Questions of Megan?
This wrecks a misconception that I had that change orders only went in the wrong direction. So I'm gonna make a motion to accept this one.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl,
Aye.
McIntyre,
Aye.
DeCook,
Aye.
Motion passes. Agenda item number 10. Budget reports for the year ended
For the
June
year ending,
30th,
yes.
2020.
We'll start with expenditure reports. We were able to reappropriate and bring all budgets back into line, so when you look at your expenditures, there are no budgets that were over at the time we closed out the year. We had quite a few that came in under budget, which you'll see in those fund balances. We were able to gain some fund balances because we did have departments that came in under budget. Particularly Department of Human Services was under, Veteran Affairs, Weed Commissioner General Assistance. There's a whole district court. There's a whole bunch of them that were managed to come in under budget. Further analysis, I'm sure we'll find a lot of that is probably with services, due to the slowdown here at the end of the fiscal year. When we do a comparison from year to year, this whole year there's just been so many changes between the different departments. It's been hard to make a clear comparison between the years. Most of these that I have listed here, these 19 items, there's some significant differences from prior fiscal year. However, we've talked about them throughout the year. There's no surprises there. Was there any specific questions about the expenditures that the board had for me?
Any questions of Megan concerning the expenditures? None.
If we move on to the revenues, we had a few departments that came in under, but other departments came in over, so it ended up, we did reach 100.35% of revenues, less the capital, when I take out the capital projects, since that skews our numbers a bit. So that we did reach revenue goals, and you'll see that in those fund balances when we move on to that next one. The treasurer's office, interest income, tax sale fees, because there was not a tax sale held, driver's license fees and motor vehicle fees, those all came in under what we had anticipated, but I don't know that that's a big surprise considering the situation we've worked with for the past. But thankfully, other departments did come in over. The sheriff's department had additional fees, clerk of court fees were up, recorder's fees were up. So all of those offset those where we were under. The other big one we were concerned about with revenues would be the engineer's office. The road use tax was $184,000 less than what we had budgeted for. We'll look to see in the next year how those numbers, if we're able to recoup or if we're gonna meet goals for fiscal year 21. The other item that was significantly under in the engineer's office was the bridge funds, but those frequently cross because those projects are going on during the summer, they cross fiscal years. He does have a payment for his fiscal year 20 bridge is being accrued into fiscal year 21. Revenues overall, comparing from year to year, those are all those same things we've talked about throughout the year that have made those differences. Not a lot of surprises in any of that. Are there any specific questions about revenues? So if we look at our fund balances, the general basic fund is up $377,000 from prior fiscal year, and that's due to those expenditures coming in under and revenues being at the 100%. So the general supplemental is up 322, nutrition's up the 108. Wellness fund, that was the additional transfer. Now we do have some funds that are under, that are less than what they were prior year. Mental health department, we knew that we were sending additional funds this year due to the change in the legislation. Again, the secondary roads is down, but we're looking for that accrued revenue into the new fiscal year. Of course, we have the capital projects, large increase in those fund balances, and then that debt service with the negative. But those are the fund balances. Are there any specific questions about those fund balances? I did include in your packet a breakdown of the revenues and the expenditures by fund so that you could see how the funds did revenue. On the other reports, I break it down by department. I included some reports that break it down by fund so that you could see those breakdowns by the fund.
Any questions of Megan concerning the budget report? Do you approve it? No. Okay. Agenda item, is it 11? That is the receive and file reports from the Recorder, Humane Society, and Veterans Affairs. I would entertain a motion to receive and file those reports.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Schultz.
Aye.
McIntyre.
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
Agenda item number, what is this one? 12?
Mm-hmm.
Agenda item 12 is Supervisors reports, and Aaron, I understand congratulations are in order because you're gonna receive a free pie. and it's not even close. I think I figured that 83%, you got 83%. If all the campaigns I ran, I don't think you add them all up that I got 83%.
Good one, Doug. I was I'll mention that, but yeah.
I haven't been around much, but I will be around that day.
I'm sure you will.
With that, would you like to report?
Sure,
Yeah.
you bet. Attended a couple special sessions, one of which was regarding the gym and an additional courtroom per the judicial district. Attended a HERDA meeting, a SERPTA meeting, did a Zoom meeting with the governor's office and Shiven DCI. Also met with Shiven DCI either telephonically or on Zoom a couple times regarding a number of issues. Met with the city of Indianola in sort of a joint county-city coordination Zoom meeting regarding the streetscape and sort of timing, as there's going to be a little overlap there between the projects, and we'd like to make that efficient if possible. Attended a Hometown Pride Indianola version event regarding square and business parking. Attended a meeting with City Administrator Luke Nelson here in Norwalk. Spoke with our legal department on a couple issues. Had the chance to speak with Lindsay on an issue or two. And yes, lastly, Supervisor Scholl mentioned something about a pie, and so I'll tell you that for the benefit of the public, when the county has a end of year holiday Christmas party, we don't use any county funds for that or taxpayer funds whatsoever. Sort of feel like that'd be inappropriate. So throughout the year, we do some fundraising and we move it from department to department for who's ever in charge of it. And we host a get together with the county employees and significant others. And so as part of the fundraising deal, I think it's my understanding that our legal department or our county attorneys have it this year. They entered sort of a pie in the face contest. So you can buy some tickets and put a pie in a department head's face. And I kind of saw that and I'm like, well, that sounds like fun and maybe they'll raise some money. But I wasn't super eager to throw my hat in the ring, and so I waited until the deadline had ended. And then I told them that if they still need another person, I'll do it, assuming that people were already banking dollars for our event and maybe they'd give someone else a head start. But within an hour or so, I quickly rose up the ranks, and now I'm winning this by a long shot, and I don't think that's a good thing. But yes, I'm going to get a pie in the face for a Christmas party. That's probably going to happen next month. So
Apparently 55 people think it's a good thing.
But as long as the deadline hasn't ended, I might make a donation of my own for someone else, and we'll see how it shakes out at the end.
And you know, I haven't dug into my pocket yet, so we'll see. I think
if my colleagues would like to enter into the ring too, that might be fun. Just have more people, and you'd be way behind. So no pressure.
Thank you for your humor and understanding. Crystal.
Thank you, Doug. I had sent an email, I don't know, it must have got lost or whatever, but back when they were asking for candidates for that, I had thrown mine in. So Aaron, my hat is off to you. I'm so grateful that you're now the leader. I had a meeting with our permitting, our online permitting departments, trying to get that ball rolling again. And we had a closed session with our county attorney, attended the Warren County Emergency Management work session to work on a presentation, also attended a meeting for them, and an Impact Advisory Committee. And then we had another one this week, as well as our RIC, which is our Regional Interoperability Committee for the 911 communications, where I learned more than I am able to contribute. Did some emergency management restructuring review and went over the budget for that with the sheriff and with Troy and with our budget coordinator. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Quickly, I had a workforce development meeting and those are always very, very interesting. One of the things that committee I'm on is the Central Iowa Water Trails, I think they call it, and it's a big issue concerning the Des Moines River. It's going to be interesting to see how that all turns out. I think it was estimated the project would cost $125 million. And I hope that maybe they can do a little something in, northern Warren County. I think the North River, they've got an issue or two they're working maybe with Carlisle. And then the Middle River, I think they're also considering something. We'll see how that all works out. But another thing that I've been working on, and it's heartwarming, is the Hill House. And there's just massive volunteers trying to take the old Woods Motel and make a homeless facility out of it. And they're doing an outstanding job. And I think what's interesting is all these volunteers, and I know that Lori Abernathy, who's the president of Hill House Board, would like it all done by, I think it's like August 4th, and I'm not sure that's gonna happen, but it's gonna be close. It's quite a project. I think the deeper you dig sometimes, the more concerns you have, but it's gonna be a great project. And just like the two of you, I have constituents that call about this or that, and we try to answer their questions. And that's my report. Agenda item 13 is public input, and I don't know that there's anybody in the public represented, is there?
Amy.
Amy,
Hi, Amy.
she hasn't said a word. We can wait for a minute or two, but, yeah, this is public input, and I don't think we have anybody.
No.
So my minute or two will be very, very quick. Agenda item 14 is the next meeting date is August 4th, 2020 at 9:30 a.m. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Deb.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Tracy?
Scholl.
Aye.
McIntyre.
Aye.
DeCook.
Aye.
We shall be adjourned. Thank you.